Hello, welcome back to the Salesforce Level Up channel. Today we'll be looking at Sales Console. We're going to look at how this tool can make your workflows faster and more organized for your teams. If you find that you're shifting back and forth through a lot of different records and tasks within Salesforce, this can be a useful tool for you to know. So let's dive right in. So I've got a sandbox org opened up and I'm going to go into Sales Console. And you'll see that the view is somewhat different. We've got the split pane view here that we land on. We can go back to the home page and it'll show the home page, but if you want to go into any of the main objects, it opens it up in a split pane view. So what does the split pane view allow you to do? Well, if you click on an account record, it'll open up on the right hand side, which is the workspace. It'll open up the account record itself, and it splits up the record into three different columns. On the left column, you have all the important fields. In the second column, you've got the details themselves, all the different fields that we can modify, and a view into any sort of activities within the record. On the third column, you've got related lists. So this is the way that the default view looks. Of course, you can configure it, you can change it within the app builder as well. Now, let's talk about quickly navigating across multiple Salesforce records. So sales reps in their job, they often have to juggle multiple leads and contacts, opportunities, and account records, which can mean endlessly switching between tabs or screens over the course of a day. That can get really annoying. The Sales Console app allows you to organize working with these related records in a better way. So I've got an account record here that I opened up, and what I'd like to do is I'd like to pull up these related contact records as well. So I'm going to just open these up, and you'll see that instead of making a brand new main tab here for this contact record, it placed it as a sub tab against this main tab, against the main account record. It's the same way if we also go back to the account record and pull up the related cases. Let's pull up a couple of them. You'll see that these are all organized across this main tab, this main account record, as subtabs. Now, what determines what opens up as a main tab and what opens up as a subtab? Well, it turns out you can configure that inside of the app builder, and I will show you that later on in this video. If you're a fan of keyboard shortcuts, the console app has a lot that you can learn to speed up your navigation even more. There's a good sized list in the Salesforce documentation, so I'm not going to go over all of them, but here are some of my favorites. The first one is just navigating across multiple subtabs or even tabs. So you can see with the highlighted view here that I'm on a subtab. If I wanted to travel to the case record to the right, I can just go ahead and click on the right button, the right arrow key on my keyboard. If I can do the same thing, if I wanted to just click on the left arrow key, I can go to the account record as well. Now, let's suppose if I wanted to go to this account record and just edit it. I don't want to find the edit button, but I just want to press E on my keyboard, and that'll open up the record detail page here for you. I'm going to go ahead and change the fax number. Instead of hitting the save button and using your mouse and hitting the save button, what you can do is just hit Control or Command S on your keyboard, and that'll save this record out for you. Next, if you want to switch back and forth between the workspace tab and the sub tab, you can do that. So let me just, in order to illustrate this, let me just go ahead and pull up another account record that'll open up as a new workspace tab. So if I press left and right now, it travels across the workspace tabs, but then I can also go into the sub tab level by just pressing two buttons, G and then S. That'll allow you to just go across multiple sub-tabs. It'll allow you to just navigate across those. So you can just go back and forth. If you want to go back to the workspace tab, you can press G and W and move with the left and the right arrows. And then you can switch back again to the sub-tabs by pressing G and S. And then finally, there's a few more. There's the Shift R will allow you to refresh all of the different tabs, the workspace tab, as well as the subtabs underneath. And if you want to close all the tabs, you can just hold down Shift and click on the W button. And that'll bring up this warning message that you are going to be closing all tabs. You can just click yes. Another big point the Sales Console app tries to solve is to save the workspace as you left it. This is important for sales team members because it allows them to get back up to speed of where they were before they got distracted with maybe a meeting or some other task that they needed to do. With Sales Console, you can be sure that your workspace is saved exactly where you left it. Sales Console remembers the exact position, all the nav items, all the subtabs, allowing you to pick up right where you left off. So I'm going to show you this by having a few records open in my workspace. So you'll see that I've got two tabs open. One is United Oil and Gas Singapore and Express Logistics and Transport. I will go into the Sales app here and I will take a look at a few leads. Let's look at a few open leads. I will create a new event. I will take a look at a few reports. Let's get a good one here. And then I'm going to take a look at my calendar just to see if there's any events. It's just the event that I created. But now if I go back to the Sales Console app, I have all the tabs and subtabs that I originally left. It's in the exact same space, allowing me to just get back into the correct context. If you ever need to go back to a record you recently worked on, but don't remember exactly what the name of it was, the Sales Console app lets you access a list of records that you recently worked with. In order to do that, I can click on the history link. That will open up a list of records I have recently worked on. Now, if I click on one of these, it will obey the navigation rules that I've defined in this console app. So if I were to open up a account record, it will open it up as a new nav item. If I were to, let's say, open up the related opportunity record against that account, it'll open it up as a sub nav item. You can click on the link icon here to get the link copied to your computer's clipboard, and then you can paste it in wherever you need. If you're finding value in this video, please take a moment to hit the like button on LinkedIn. It really helps more people discover this content. If you're working with Salesforce and need help getting set up, troubleshooting an issue, or just keeping everything running smooth, I'd love to assist. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn, send me a message, and let's chat about how I can support you with your Salesforce implementation. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you. Now let's quickly discuss licensing for the Salesforce Sales Console. The great news is that the Sales Console is included with regular Salesforce licenses, so many of you already have access to it. However, if you are a Salesforce platform user, you'll need to purchase Sales Console licenses separately. Okay, so now let's dive into the configuration process and how to set up the actual Sales Console app. So what I'm going to do here is I'm at the app manager. So if you don't know how to get to it, you go into setup and then you go into app manager and then you get to this screen. You click on this and it takes you to this screen. Once you are here, then we're going to have to go into Sales Console and click on Edit. And this is a standard Lightning app that I'm sure that you're all familiar with. The one thing that I do want to go over, which is different with the console app here, is this setting here, the navigation rules. So this is what you set up in order to define which object or which records open up as a full tab and which one opens up as a related sub tab. So you'll see that there's a list of common objects here. So there's leads, accounts, contacts, opportunities. If I go to, let's say, leads, you'll see that it is set up as a workspace tab. So it means that whenever I go to an account record, it opens. If I click on an account record in the Sales Console app, it'll open it up as a brand new workspace tab. Opportunities, on the other hand, they are actually working slightly differently. They actually open up the account record first as the main tab, and then it opens up the opportunity that you clicked on as a sub tab against that main tab. So what I'd like to do, just for demo purposes, I'd like to show you the two different states of workspace tab and setting it up as a sub tab. So I'm going to go into contacts. Right now it's set up as a workspace tab. And I'm going to go back to my Sales Console app and go into contacts. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on Josh Davis, and you'll see that he opens up as a workspace tab here. So this is the top level workspace tab. Now, if I were to go back to the contacts again and then configure it as a sub tab of the account. So what that means is this contact will open up, but it will open up as a sub tab to the account record, which is a tab. So I'm going to go ahead and click on save here. So I'm going to open up Barbara Levy, and you'll see that the contact record has been opened up, but it's opened up as a sub tab to the related account record here. So the account records opens up, and the contact record opens up as a sub tab. So those are the two different ways that you can configure this. Again, we have run into some quirks here. I don't know if it's a caching thing or if it doesn't really pick it up immediately, but for whatever reason, I've had to hard refresh this a couple times in order to get the configuration to work. Just keep in mind that it does actually work. So I will leave you with that. That's how you configure the navigation rules section for the Sales Console app. So that is it. So I hope you understand the Sales Console app a little bit better. We've gone over using it, what the benefits are of using it. We've gone over configuring it, what the licensing requirements were. If you have any other questions or need help configuring your Sales Console app, please feel free to follow me on LinkedIn or reach out to me directly there. Don't forget, keep leveling up. Thanks for watching.